Silver has been money for thousands of years, from the great civilizations of the past to the coins that jingled in our grandparents' pockets. Silver was trusted, valued, and silver was used as real currency. But today, silver is nowhere to be found in our change, our banknotes, or even in most discussions about money. What happened? And more importantly, what does this mean for you? Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll understand why silver was removed from our monetary system and how you can still take advantage of its enduring value. If you think silver is just for jewelry, you've been sold a lie. Silver's role as money stretches back over 4,000 years. The ancient Mesopotamians used silver in trade as early as 3000 BC. It wasn't just a store of value, it was a medium of exchange. By the time of the Greeks and Romans, silver had become essential. The Greek drachma and the Roman denarius were both silver coins that were spread across vast empires, enabling trade and commerce. And silver was trusted because it was tangible, scarce, and widely accepted. Fast forward to the founding of the United States, and silver remained a cornerstone of sound money. In 1792, the Coinage Act established the US dollar, defining it in terms of both silver and gold. This bimetallic standard ensured that real money had real value. But as history shows, when governments want more power over money, they change the rules. Silver was money for thousands of years until governments decided to change the change. The year 1913 was one of the most significant turning points in U.S. monetary history. The Federal Reserve was created. This private banking institution was given control over the money supply. And the 16th Amendment established the income tax. This also happened in 1913. For the first time, the U.S. government had a permanent mechanism to tax citizens directly. These two events were not coincidental, with a central bank able to manipulate money and a tax system to fund government spending. The door was opened for inflation, deficit spending, and the slow removal of silver and gold from the financial system. Then fast forward to 1933, and President FDR made a shocking move, right? He issued Executive Order 6102.
The time has come.
This forced Americans to turn in their gold.
Execute Order 66.
The government claimed that it was necessary to stabilize the economy during the Great Depression, but in reality, this move allowed the Federal Reserve to print more money without restraint. Although silver wasn't confiscated, this event set a precedent. Precious metals were obstacles to government control over money. The government continued issuing 90% silver coins, but the writing was on the wall. As paper money printing accelerated, silver's days were numbered. Roosevelt said turning in gold was for the people. Yeah, right. That's like saying a pickpocket is helping with your wallet's weight. By the 60s, the U.S. was facing a serious problem. The dollar had been inflated so much that the silver in the coins was worth more than their face value. This led to widespread hoarding of silver coins. And then in 1965, President LBJ signed the Coinage Act, officially removing silver from dimes and quarters. And instead, these coins are mostly made of copper now, with no silver content. But LBJ assured Americans, saying, there will be no profit in hoarding silver coins. But as we know today, a 1964 quarter is worth much more than 25 cents, while a modern quarter is just pocket change. A 1964 silver quarter can still buy a gallon of gas. A 2025 quarter, maybe a drop of gas. Then came 1971. President Richard Nixon made the decision that changed everything. He ended the Bretton Woods system, cutting all ties between the US dollar and gold. Before this, foreign nations could redeem their dollars for gold, but with too many dollars printed, the US government couldn't afford to keep exchanging them for real metal. So Nixon closed the gold window, making the dollar a purely fiat currency backed by nothing but government promises. With gold and silver now fully removed from the monetary system, inflation accelerated, the purchasing power of the dollar plummeted, and this happened while silver and gold retained their real value. What this means for you today is, since 1971, the US dollar has lost over 90% of its purchasing power. Meanwhile, silver has retained value as real money. A silver dollar from the 20s is worth 20 to 30 times its face value. A $20 bill from the 20s still buys, $20 worth of goods, which isn't much. And a $20 gold piece from the 20s or 30s, that's worth well over $3,000 today. This is the reality of fiat money versus precious metals. Now you know the truth. Silver didn't disappear from our money by accident. It was removed intentionally to give governments more control over the financial system. But here's the good news. You can still own the real thing. Silver remains a hedge against inflation, a store of value, and a powerful way to secure wealth outside of the fiat system. If you found this video valuable, hit that like button, subscribe, share it with someone who would enjoy it. And remember, stack wide as the ocean.